For 3 weeks this summer, many towns in the southern Philippines were submerged in floodwaters. More than 3,000 residents lost their homes. Felix Alcala is going through the debris of his house, gathering materials he can use to build a new one. In the meantime, he and his family of 13 children are staying in a makeshift tent beside the road.
Now that we lost our house, it's really a big problem because my children don't have a place to sleep, and because they are exposed to the changing weather, they become sick with fever and cough.
Another problem is the shortage of food. The floods destroyed not only the crops, but also the roads and bridges used to transport the products. Along with the houses, the middle part of the bridge that you can see behind me was also swept away by surging flood waters. But on top of this natural disaster, the people here have no choice but to live with serious problems like kidnappings, bombings, and attacks of Muslim rebels. In addition to the natural calamities, man-made disasters like the armed conflict between Muslim rebels and government troops add to the suffering. Narisa Kalim still mourns the death of her younger brother, who was killed when Muslim rebels attacked their village a year ago.
It's been more than a year, but I still can't accept the death of my brother. We cannot go back to our village because it is not safe and they already destroyed our house. Our life has become miserable.
The fighting has displaced thousands of residents like Narisa, who now live in congested evacuation centers. Unsun Demagil is Muslim and the town's municipal secretary.
Economically, they are depressed. Maybe 90% of their food are coming from NGOs, which they are already dependent of.
Operation Blessing visited the different evacuation centers to provide medical assistance and distribute food and other relief to the victims. Narisa is happy she had her baby examined by an OB volunteer doctor. She is also thankful for the rice, beans, and canned goods the ministry gives away to refugees because she can now feed her children. Felix is glad for the medicines that will help his children fight infection and fever. But he says what touched him more was the prayer of the counselor for him.
I felt joy and a sense of hope when the counselor prayed for me. Most of us have forgotten about God, and maybe that is why we got the flood. It's a reminder for us to turn back to God.
Operation Blessing's Albino Mercado Jr. believes that the disaster relief efforts sow peace and hope to the region.
Through these efforts, the Christians can show how much we love the Muslims and how Jesus loves them as well.
Like the Operation Blessings, it is headed by a Christian, so we very much welcome them, and that we are very optimistic that it would build stronger relationship between the Christians and the Muslims.
Lucille Talusen, CBN News, Northern Mindanao, Philippines.